What is going on, y'all? This is Pay Me in Dividends, and today is January 14th, 2025. Now, as of today, my portfolio is at $89,482, and I have purchased some new shares, right? So what I did is I added 100 shares to my NVDY position. So now I'm at 200 shares. So let me tell you guys why exactly I chose to do this. The market is down, right? There's a pullback in the market. And so this is an opportunity to load up on your positions or even open new positions because now these ETFs are on sale, right? If you like them at $25, for example, and it drops down to $22 or even lower, then you should absolutely love them at that price point. So what I did is I added 100 shares of NVDY, and so now I have 200 at an average price of $22.98. My cost basis, if you look at the previous video, was $24 and some change, and so I brought that down under $23. And so now again I have 200 shares of NVDY. I still have 200 shares of RDTE, 1,000 shares of MSTY, and 1,000 shares of AIPI. And what I want to look at today is the market pullback, right? So the first thing we're going to take a look at is the S&P, and we're going to use VOO or VOO from Vanguard as a metric because it is one of the bigger S&P 500 ETFs. And as we can see, over the last month, it is down about 4%, right? So again, there's opportunity in the market. Also, if we look at Bitcoin is down 5% after within the past month. We all know Bitcoin crossed over 100,000 later last year towards the end of 2024, and as of recent it's kind of been floating around the 90s. So this is just something to take into consideration if you are invested into crypto or if you just want to get a gauge on the overall market, right? So let's take a look at this. I like this website here from FINRA's. It's a S&P heat map, and you can pretty much play around with the dates here. And what I like to do sometimes is towards the middle of the year, I like to look at year-to-date performance. Obviously, we just started 2025, so we're just going to go ahead and look at the past month, and you'll notice that there's a lot of red here on the S&P, right? Microsoft is down 5%, Nvidia is down 1%, Apple's down 5%, so on and so forth. You guys can check it out for yourselves. But again, there's a market pullback right now. It's not a market crash. The world isn't over. This is just an opportunity to load up on valuable assets at a discounted price. So again, I just want to keep this kind of keep this as a pattern or keep this as a mindset for everyone who's tuning into these videos to take advantage of these times when the market is down and the market is red, because this is when you want a dollar cost average into some of your favorite positions or even start some new positions. So again, the reason I added an additional 100 shares to NVDY is because if we zoom out here, we can see that over the past month, it is down 4%, right? Now, if we zoom out since inception, NVDY has still been profitable, right? It's still up 10% all time. And the entire time, they've been paying monthly distributions around 50 to 70% annual dividend rate while still appreciating in value. But in the short term, there has been a correction in the market, and so this was an opportunity for me to add to my position at a discounted price, right? And I want to look at a few of these dividend ETFs, right? Everything's kind of down right now. As we saw, the S&P is down, Bitcoin is down, crypto as a whole is down, and the market as a whole is down. So we can see that JetQ is down, over the last month, 3.8%, almost 4%. If we take a look at MISTY, MSTY, which is the MicroStrategy Option Income ETF, MISTY is down 24% over the last month, right? So again, this is another opportunity to buy a high yield dividend ETF at a discounted price, because if we zoom out since inception, it's still up 32% all time, right? But in the past month, it's down 24%. So again, you guys make the decision, do what you will with this information, but I just want to put this on your radar and let you guys know that it's not the end of the world. Market corrections happen, especially for everyone who's kind of newer into stock investing. It's important to keep in mind that these corrections happen. They happen often. Even in the middle of bull runs, there's always pullbacks. Now, we cannot predict what's going to happen in the future. We don't have a crystal ball. We could go into a long bear market, but the reality is there are ebbs and flows in the market. The market's going to go up, the market's going to go down. But as we know, historically, the market always trends up, right? This is VOO since inception back in 2010. And even if you look before VOO and you just look at the S&P as a whole, the S&P always trends up, right? But there's always these dips here. There's always corrections. And so when you zoom out and look at these market pullbacks, this is all opportunity, right? You're buying it on a dip and then you're waiting for the market to do what it does naturally, right? And your money's going to go up over time, but it's just about being strategic, especially when it comes to these dividend ETFs, because these dividend ETFs tend to be a lot more volatile because of their underlying assets and because of their option strategies, right? So when you see opportunity in the market, you have to be ready to strike and add to your position, right? So we're going to look at a couple more. I want to take a look at RDTE because RDTE is actually a position that I have. I have 200 shares in RDTE. And if you look at RDTE over the past month, they are down 8%. And if you look at the 52-week low, it's actually at its 52-week low or very close to it, right? $39.44 is the 52-week low. And as of today, January 14th, it's at $39.94. So this is also another possible opportunity to average into your RDT position, or you can even start an RDTE position if you have not already. So again, this video is really about opportunities in the market and looking at this as a positive thing, because now you're able to buy cash flowing assets at a discounted price so that you can earn cash flow and passive income on a monthly basis at a much, much cheaper price, right? So those were just a few ETFs that I wanted to take a look at. Again, I just want to let you guys know there's opportunity in the market at all times, whether the market's going up or the market is going down. So the next thing I want to look at is I want to look at YMAX and YMAG. These are probably two of the most popular high yield dividend ETFs on the market, at least, that people are more familiar with. Now, you guys be the judge, right? I don't own any of these. I don't own YMAX or YMAG, but they are down right now, right? YMAG is down 8% in the last month, and YMAX is down 11% in the last month. You guys let me know in the comments. Do you think it's an opportunity to buy in? I don't have a position yet. Do you think I should consider starting a position in one of these ETFs while they are down? You guys let me know in the comments. These two ETFs are on my watch list, but I have not started a position yet. Maybe sometime in the future, but I'm going to keep RDTE in my portfolio for the time being as far as my weekly paying ETF. What I like about RDTE the most is it has a higher share price, which to me matters because listen, a lot of times these ETFs deteriorate in price and they go down in price, and I don't want to be too close to a reverse split. We've seen reverse splits before with QQQY from Defiance. We've seen reverse splits with Tesla TSLY with YieldMax. And I think long term, it's not the best play to have in your portfolio. Again, you just have to consider what you want long term and what your investment goals are. But for me personally, I don't want to be in reverse split territory. Now, with that said, I don't know how close these would actually get to a reverse split because these ETFs do have most of the companies of YieldMax inside of them. YMAX does. And then YMAG, as we know, has the Magnificent Seven. So if one is underperforming, the other companies can carry the weight. But it's still something to take into consideration. And when these share prices start to dip well below $20, it does turn me off a bit, if that makes sense. So, but again, it's just something to take into consideration. They're still on my watch list, and who knows, maybe sometime in the future, I'll add them to the portfolio. But as of now, I'm just keeping my eye on them and seeing how they behave as the year progresses, right? We also have the inauguration that's coming up. We know when the election came around, the market behaved in a certain way. It went up. Bitcoin broke past $100,000 for Bitcoin, and the total market went up, and then there was a pullback. So when these events happen, right, when these current events happen, in the economy, the market tends to behave in crazy ways that are unpredictable. It can go up quickly, it can go down quickly. We really don't know. So I'm really interested to see how the market is going to react to the inauguration. So it's going to be an interesting next couple of weeks. So until then, I'm going to hold off on adding any new positions. But again, I did want to add an additional 100 shares to my NVDY position because I do believe in this ETF long term, because I believe in the underlying asset long term, which is NVIDIA. So with that said, I want to mention one more thing, right? YieldMax came out with a new ETF again. They're always coming out with new ETFs. This is a new one that they just announced via Twitter or X. And a friend of mine actually sent this to me. Shout out to Eugene Vasquez. I'll actually put his information down there in the comments because he has a YouTube channel as well, and he talks about stocks, but his channel is a bit more broad. He talks about a lot of different money topics and different things just about life and just money in general. So you guys check out his channel as well. Again, shout out to him. He actually put me onto this today. So I just want to cover it very quickly because YieldMax is one of the bigger ETF managers when it comes to high yield ETFs. So I'm not suggesting that you guys invest in this, but I do want to look at it very quickly just to see what it is that they plan on doing with this ETF. So according to their website, LFGY is an actively managed ETF that seeks current income and capital appreciation via direct investments in a select portfolio of crypto industry and tech companies. LFGY aims to distribute such income on a weekly basis. So this is going to be another weekly payer, right? Along with YMAX, YMAG, and then also the Roundhill ETFs like QDTE, XDTE, and RDTE. So this one might be interesting. I'm really curious to see what the share price is going to be and what the payout is going to be. I assume that the payout is going to fluctuate, being that it's a crypto related ETF, and as we know, anything crypto related is always very volatile. So we'll see. The inception date was according to their website is January 13th 2025, and so it looks like the share price is going to be about $50. I'm not sure if it's trading on brokerages as of yet, but it is on YieldMax website. They did announce it on their Twitter account. And so let's take a look at the holdings. So there we go. Top two holdings, MicroStrategy and Coinbase. This is not surprising, right? MicroStrategy is one of the biggest holders of Bitcoin in the world, actually. I believe top 10. So of course, needless to say, you have MicroStrategy, you have Coinbase, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, cryptocurrency brokerage account in the world. We have MARA, we have iShares, Bitcoin Trust, CleanSpark, Riot, Core Scientific. It seems like these are all companies that are crypto related or probably have a bunch of Bitcoin or crypto on their balance sheet, similar to MicroStrategy. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Some of these companies I don't recognize. Core Scientific, BitDeer Technologies Group, Hive Digital Technologies. I mean, I don't know. You guys let me know. Do you guys know what this is? I haven't done my research on these particular companies, but I am very familiar with strategy as a Misty investor, and I'm also very familiar with Coinbase and iShares Bitcoin, right? So these are the holdings right here. These are the top 10 holdings, it looks like. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this performs, what the actual payout is going to be on a weekly basis. Is it going to fluctuate? Is it going to be a predictable payout? Again, I assume that it's going to fluctuate based off of the nature of crypto and the volatility, but it'll be interesting, right? You guys also let me know, do you think YieldMax is releasing too many ETFs? Are they spreading themselves too thin, or do you think it's good for them? Do you think they have enough investor interest to keep people invested into these new ETFs? You guys let me know what you think in the comments. And again, the point of this video was to let you guys know that the market is having a pullback, but it's not the end of the world. This is an opportunity to build out your positions at a discounted price. Now, again, we don't know if the market is going to continue to pull back over the rest of, the first quarter of the year, or even the rest of the year, or maybe it'll shoot up within the next week. We really don't know, but what we do have is the information that is available to us at this very moment, and so you have to base your decision off of that and align it with what your financial goals are. And for me personally, I'm looking to generate monthly cash flow, right? So that eventually I can surpass my 9-to-5 income, and then at that point I'll have a bit more breathing room, and I'll be able to decide whether I want to pull back from work, or I just want to have a bit more peace of mind when I'm at work, knowing that I have money coming in on a monthly basis that I no longer have to work for, right? So just always keep the goal in mind. If you don't have a goal, write it down. That you have to have some type of goal when it comes to these stocks, right? You have to have a long-term mindset. I believe everyone has to have a long-term mindset, but then you have to have a specific goal. Is it cash flow? Is it capital preservation? Are you trying to save up to buy property? What is it that you're actually trying to do? Are you trying to retire early? Do you just want to have a second stream of income, but you continue to work because you enjoy what you do? Whatever your goal is, you got to understand what it is. And when there's times like this in the market, you have to use it as an opportunity to build up your portfolio. So again, guys, always grateful. We're at 789 subscribers. Almost 800 people have joined the team. I'm appreciative for every single subscriber, everybody who tunes in. And as always, I appreciate you guys stopping by and checking out the channel. And I will check y'all out in the next video.